Good morning, Sixes. Today we're going to do incentive travel lesson number 3. We're going to determine the budget. At first, when you get a question like this in the exam, I want you to write down all the steps. And how to determine the budget is on page 39 to page 43 in your textbook, but just let's follow here. You're going to write down all the steps. Step 1, calculate the increase in sales, and you can see there's a dot. Step 2, determine the company profit, 20%. Step 3, calculate the incentive budget, 50%. Determine the amount per winner. You continue to write down the recipe. The agent's responsibility is transport 40%, accommodation 30%, meals 15%, promotion 10%, others 5%. And then to tally the total, you write all the totals down to get the final total. That is how you can compare if your answer is 100% correct. I'll show you now why. And you can see I leave 4 lines open after continuing with the next one. So I want you, and that is the recipe. For the recipe, you already get like 10 marks before you even start answering the question. Now let's look at the question. Bluebird earned last year 6 million rand. Increase in sales is 15% and there will be 3 winners. Determine how much money Bluebird can spend on incentive travel. Also show the breakdown. A question like this can cost you at least 23 marks. Now I'm going to show you how easy is it to complete this, and that is the easiest, 23 marks. The first step, you go to the first step, you already wrote that down. Calculate the increase in sales, but can you remember we put a dot in? Now where do I get this 15%? The 15% comes there in the top of the question. Increase in sales is 15%, and that is what you will write in brackets. Always remember the percentages must be written behind the step. Now, the first step you already wrote down. Now you're going to see 6 million, because that is the increase in sales. That last year the amount was 6 million times 15%. Now we're going to get our calculators ready. Let me just bring mine closer to me so that we can work. Always make sure the amount is exactly 100% correct. You're going to clear your calculator. It is 6 million, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 million times 15%. And you can see I do not touch the calculator. The answer is 900,000. And the answer is 900,000. Now you go straight to step 2. Determine the company's profit. What happened now? The answer of the previous step is the starting amount of step 2. Now you're going to say 900,000 times 20. Now you're only going to say times 20%. It is 180,000. I do not touch anything. I'll go back to my question. I write down the answer. Then step 3, 180 times 50%. Now you can say times 50%. It is 90,000. You go back to your next step. Calculate the incentive budget was 180 times 50%, and it's 90%. Your last step for the employer's responsibility, determine the amount per person. Now you go back to your question. How many winners were there? 3 winners. Now you go and take the amount of the previous step. It is 90,000. Divide by 3. We go back to our calculator. 90,000 divide by 3 equals 30,000. And your answer per winner is 30,000 rand. Okay, let's just go through these steps again. Calculate the increase in sales. It is the amount that is given to you in the question times 15%, where you also get it in the question, the increase in sales. Your answer becomes the starting point of the next step. You times by 20, you get an answer. The answer is the starting point of the next step, times 50%. The answer there is the starting point of the next step. To determine the winners, you go back to your question. You will see that it's 3 winners, and you divide by 3, you get your answer. Okay, right now mine look like a color book. What I want you to do now, your next step, each winner, the amount per winner is 30,000 Rand. Now, before you even start answering or working out the question, I want you to go to each section because you already wrote down the recipe. Now, your next step that you're going to do here, you're going to write down 30,000 Rand at each of them because that is the amount that we're going to work with the agency responsibility. So you're going to write it down. Don't even touch your calculator now. Go and work it out. 30,000 times 40, 30,000 times 30, 30,000 times 15, 30,000 times 10, 30,000 times 5. Just for writing this down, you already get the additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks. Because when the students in the exams, what happened? The students get a little bit confused, and then they start writing answers down because they're thinking of the previous step of the employer. So I would suggest you first write down everything. Now everything is written down. Now you can go to the next step. You get your calculator ready. Okay, you put this 30,000. Now times 40% equals 12,000 Rand. It's 12,000 Rand is the answer. Then you check, your answer is 12,000 Rand. Now you go back, you have to clear your calculator. You're going to the next step. Accommodation, you already wrote down 30,000 times 30. Now we go back to the calculator. It is 30,000 times 30%. Oh no gosh, I made a mistake. Let's just cancel that. It is 30,000 times 30%. It is 9,000 Rand. Your answer is 9,000 Rand. The next step, it's 30,000 times 15. You go back, you clear your calculator again. It is 30,000 times 15%. It is 4,500. You go back and you write down your answer, 4,500 Rand. 30,000 times 10. You clear your calculator. It is 30,000 times 10%, and it is 3,000 Rand. There it is. Okay, let's just take that puzzle away because I didn't want you to see the answer. It is 30,000 times 5%. You go back to your calculator, and remember now, that's 3,000. It's not 30,000, so you have to clear your calculator. So it's 30,000 times 5% is equals 1,500. Let's see if my answer was correct. It's 1,500. Now what you're going to do next, you're going to tally all the totals together. And can you see what happened here? If you tally everything together, you will get to the answer of 30,000. And that is what each step starts off with. Then you know you are 100% correct, and your question and your answer is 100% correct. There is only two things that I actually want you to remember. Remember, we are working with the cents. If there is 3 digits after the comma, it is going to make a difference. For example, 14.321, your third digit is 1. The 1 is smaller than the 5, so you can throw it away. So the amount will only be 14 Rand 32 cents. If the amount is on your calculator is 14, 14.326. 6, the third digit, is larger than 5. Then it have an influence on the 2. The 2 becomes a 3. So your amount at the end of the day will be then, let me just write it down, it will be 14 rand. The 6 changes 2 into a 3, 32. Oh, okay, I hope you can see it's a 32. 33. Okay, let me just repeat that. 14.326. The 6 is larger than the 5. 14 rand, 33. So please remember, you do not throw the cents away. We keep the cents. I want you to do a question by yourself. I'm going to give you the question. African Wild earned last year 12 million rand. The increase in sales is 13%. The number of winners is 7%. I want you to do that. And please, what I want you to do, write down this answer as well. Keep it in mind. The answer per winner must be 22,285.71. Why do I give you this answer? So that you know when you work out the employer's responsibility, your answer at the end of the amount per winner must be 22,285 rand 71. Then you're going to take this amount and you're going to work it out on transport. Let me just show you here. Sorry for that. You're going to write down that 27 times 40, 27 times 30, 27 times 15, 27 times 10, 27 times 15. You're going to add all your answers that you get, and at the end of the day, your total answer need to get to this amount. Then you know you are 100% correct. In success, I hope you enjoy the lesson and go and exercise this question. And if you've got a problem, come back to the video and recheck, and go and redo your question and make sure that what you read here in your question is on your calculator. Enjoy.